Why does fucking Hasbro constantly have to make repaints? Just nothing but repaints. Repaints. Can't really sleep at night. Can they ever come up with at least something different? Different, like, I don't know, make different wings or give them different weapons or something. Just making them repaints. Nothing original. Oh, God, they abuse that problem so much. That'd be a dream come true for them to at least do something slightly different. I couldn't sleep well last night. What was... God, that was such a nightmare. Constantly nothing but seeing remolds and not even remolds, but just nothing but repaints as far as the eye can see. Prowls everywhere. Star Screams and Thundercrackers and Skywarps everywhere. Just couldn't... They didn't do nothing different with the mold. Just that's all they did was just give it a new paint job. If they at least do something different, do something that would slightly throw them off. Nothing but not this. No, not something that I just like go, hey, we'll just slap a different paint job on it, give it a different name, and that's it. No, give me something new. Give me something that I can at least say, yes, I will buy that. It is slightly different. Maybe that would work. Because maybe I already bought it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alan reviewing Generations Thrust. Now, the first thing I want to kind of get out of the way is just how gorgeous this maroon or burgundy, I can't remember which shade it is, plastic out of the way. Wow, the color's throwing the white balance off of the camera. Actually, no, it is kind of yellow in this room. Oh well. But you can tell it's the actual plastic because you can actually see like the coloring swirls in the plastic. You see like right there, and there's a couple some more in the thrusters. Oh, but it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And I would like to point out there's actually chrome underneath this the cockpit windshield. That's why when I tilt at a certain degree, it's like, oh my God, it's blinding the camera. But there's a lot, right off the bat, there was a lot of love and hate for this toy. And all this love and hate stems for that this is actually a mass-release version of the Henkei thrust or the Bakkan thrust. I think it's kind of like a mixture of the two. It has the Bakkan applications, but it uses the Henkei mold. Paint applications. But the love-hate of that is that you got the love people, me, who can get their hands on a thrust on a moderate price, just $9.99 at your local Target, or you're hating it because you spent hours in line just to get a thrust, and next thing you know, they're slapping you in the face by making this mass release in detail. Hey, people who have Bakkan, at least yours is in the wings. But yeah, it's just a really great combination of colors. This dark, well, I guess this dark light gray plastic. It looks kind of black on the camera, but it's really is actually like a gray colorish thing. And of course, this typical Seeker mold. Oh my God! You can actually see his head this time. Yes, thrust, for you people who don't know, is a cone head, which, as you can tell, he has a complete cone on his head. Which was a great excuse for back in the day to have them have more Seeker molds come out, but they had to do something, and that's where these whole wing design kicks in. I love it when... Okay, I hate repaints. When this is a straight up repaint, like, I don't know, like maybe Transformers Universe Acid Storm, which is a complete repaint of the Starscream mold, or aka the Seeker mold. I hate it because there was no thought into how can we change this up. Oh, let's just throw this kind of random paint job on it, and then we'll sell it. The collectors will eat it up, which we do. Hint, the only reason why I got this, guys, if you didn't pay attention to the video, is because Gravy Toys at the time was having a half-off sale on Transformers. Picked them up for $5. Of course I would pick this guy up for $5. Can't really pass that up. But, But yeah, and a bit of funny news, a bit of funny tidbit is that every time a wave comes out, like the Thrust, Drift, and Bumblebee and Optimus, we all kind of have a little bet going on, saying, okay, which of these 4 Transformers? It's either in the wave or the whole set. At this rate, it's going to be the whole set because a lot of waves have a lot of re-releases. I don't know what ones, but a lot of them are going to have re-releases. But we all try to guess what figures are going to be the must-wants and the hardest ones to find. Of course, me and all my friends we were guessing Drift. Hence why I got Drift off the Hasbro Toy Shop store when they were completely in stock. That was back then when all four of these guys, Thrust, Drift, and Bumblebee were all in stock and plentiful. And I picked a couple. I ended up picking like 3 or 4 of this guy up at my job and sending them out to a couple of friends because I'm cool like that. But we were all completely wrong, and of course I kind of paid for me being wrong. Well, you guys saw the pictures already. Ah! My head is gone. Yeah. I kind of paid the price for guessing wrong, and so did my friends because they can't find Drift. They can't find Thrust either. But we all got our figures on time. But yes, Thrust is a direct remold. Unlike the abuse the Seeker mold gets, unlike the abuse the Prowl mold has gotten, this is actually what they call a retooling, which is they kind of do something different to the mold to make it slightly different. They're doing the same thing for all the cone heads that are coming out later this year, that have come out and going to come out so far. And they also did the same thing for Drift's mold, and they also did the same thing for the Earth Mode Cybertron Optimus Prime that came in the 2-pack for animated, where they made it just slightly different. So it's not exactly the same toy, but it's like the same body. But anywho, well, we should all know how to transform this by now. So let's just go ahead and just go whoop, and there is Thrust in robot mode. Now, of course, you can tell there's right off the bat there's a lot. Well, not a lot, but there's some slight differences that gives him his own little bit of flavor. And I'm going to bring Acid Storm here to kind of show them all. Now, the first thing, of course, you can tell is the very first thing you're going to notice is that Thrust and Acid Storm here have 2 completely different heads. Now, see, I don't mind repaints if they do something that encourages that this is a completely different character. New heads, new weapons, something that actually to actually say this guy's completely different, not just hey, this is Prowl's twin brother here. But of course, a couple of main differences are of course naturally how the wings are. The original Seekers have this like claw Decepticon thing going on. When a lot of these Seekers, their wings are usually down, which I have yet to find an actual way to have the wings down on Thrust. I'm not really complaining. The wings still look good on him. Now, of course, they have the same identical missiles, I guess. But I didn't like how they did it on Ramjet, where they made him one long giant missile that doesn't look the same. It gave him a little bit extra more flavor to him instead of just having the same lasers. Now, the one thing I did like better on the Seeker mold than I don't like on Thrust is that how the back wings on his legs can fold up flat against the leg like this. Now, of course, this has led to several hinge problems that a lot of people are complaining of, and I've personally experienced on Acid Storm and on Starscream. But this also, provides a lot more flavor to this guy. I mean, I'm really liking the differences compared to Thrust, compared to the original Seeker mold. It just makes me want to buy him that much more. Now, of course, to get him out of the way, we're going to and not to mention, the silver paint apps on this guy are just completely gorgeous. Of course, you got the silver paint apps right here. Now, the one thing they did different on Thrust, they have it done on most of the Seeker, is that they actually paint the sides of the doors of his little, how should we put this? that term? Yeah, let's go with that term. But the paint apps on this guy are just stunningly gorgeous. You got this gold stripes right here, stripes right here. You got these two little silver patches right here. These gold little nudges on right there, and of course the silver. I'm getting this close by my camera to stay in focus. The silver on his legs. The one complaint so far, I have on this guy is some tightness and some looseness of the joints. His fists and the, let's see if I can get these down. The fists and the swivel the arms out from his body are extremely loose. I mean, I had the easiest time pulling the fists out of this guy's arm than I did on Acid Storm or Starscream. It was kind of scary at first, but once I realized they're kind of solid, okay, they're gonna be great. Now, my biggest complaint is with the feet. The feet are really tight, and you can tell because there's a little. I can't tell if that's a stress mark or. Come on, focus. I can't tell if that's a stress mark or is that like a little wear mark when it rubs against the plastic of the leg. But these feet on his legs are extremely tight. Oh, now they want to be. Oh no. But yeah, his feet are extremely tight. Now, of course, some of you are thinking, well, can you move the thrusters? Yes, you can move the thrusters, but I like them right here. You can take them off. See? Like so, for those non-believers. You can stick them back here. You can stick them under here, because there's, as you can tell, there's a peg here. And the nice little bit of playability that I did appreciate on thrust here was that. This guy's not coming on. That I appreciate on thrust is that where every hole that the thrusters can fit in, the missile launchers can fit in it as well. And I did like that little extra bit of playability, other than the seeker molds that just have the same 3 different people, just different, the same different people. Now it's 4 different people. Hey everybody, I'm just pushing along. But I do plan on getting the other seeker heads. The other cone heads. I have been trying to hunt down a ramjet, and I cannot wait for Dirge to come out. Now that's another one of these conehead modes that was a BotCon release, but is now seeing a mass release. But the wings will be a little bit more finicky on the mass release one, and he's got a little Decepticon symbol right here. Make a little bow tie. It's gonna be so neat. But like I said before, it's going to be those mass releases that I'm going to greatly appreciate and benefit from, because I don't have the $200-300 to spend on a BotCon exclusive. For a person like me who doesn't make that much, that's almost a whole paycheck. Yes, I just probably disclosed how much I made. Yay, I'm going to probably make more here soon. But anywho, oh yeah, and one thing I do want to mention is how much the seeker molds demonstrate one thing I've always wanted Transformers to do, and that is lack of parts hanging off. You know, them just being there like little useless clumps sitting here or here. They're making use of everything, and they greatly demonstrate and they show it in all the seeker molds, the seeker or the conehead molds. I mean, what I mean by useless kibble is kind of like this little cone here on Acid Storm. But that's it. That's my only real complaint about kibble on the seeker mold. Other than that, all I can say is that Thrust is a great figure. If you can find him, buy him. Because he is going to be that rare. He's going to be like the next Starscream or Skywarp, where you're going to have an extremely hard time finding this guy if you haven't found him already. So if you're really from hardcore casual, if you really like Transformers and really like Decepticons and Seekers, you should get this guy. But if you're just a mold completist and say, okay, I got one Acid Storm, I'd still have to say get this guy, because even though, yes, it's not a direct repaint, to me this is a fresh new take on the mold. It really is. Well, anywho, this has been Alan with Transformers Generation Test, and I hope you guys have really liked my argument amongst repaints versus remolds.